Hello clever people, and welcome to my review for Sing. So Sing is the new film from Illumination Entertainment, the studio behind the Despicable Me franchise, Hop, and this year's The Secret Life of Pets, and it revolves around a story of a koala who owns a theater. His theater's been going through rough times recently, so he decides, in order to make his theater big again, he's going to have a singing competition. Anyone can audition, not everyone will be chosen, but the ones who are will be performing on stage in the singing competition, and the winner will win a certain amount of money. So Sing was not a film I was excited for. Earlier this year, The Secret Life of Pets came out. At first I thought it was a good movie. The more I thought about it, the less I liked it. The Secret Life of Pets gave off the idea that it was going to be about what your dogs do or your animals do when you're not at home, and my animals don't go on a high-speed chase and drive cars with random stray animals. So with The Secret Life of Pets, I had an issue with that part, and really with the film as a whole. So I went into Sing not expecting much, but what I got was actually a film that was far, far worse than The Secret Life of Pets. Sing is honestly in the bottom 15 films of the year. It is absolutely terrible. Why? Because this film has absolutely no flow. The first act feels like one giant scene. Or the first half even, not just the first act. The entire thing just feels like one scene. You see what these characters are doing, these characters, these characters, these characters, and that's all it is for the first hour of this movie, and it gets tiring after a while. And then after that, you get about, I'd say, 2 scenes, maybe 3, and besides that, the entire movie practically feels like 2 or 3 scenes. That's what everything feels like in this movie. It had no idea actually how to be a movie. It's an hour and 50 minutes, and they easily could have cut off at least 20 to 30, maybe even 40 minutes of this movie. Sing has a very, very thin plot. It's just a singing competition, that's all it is. And in order to stretch out this really thin premise, they decide to give every single character a backstory. A story behind them to why they want to do the singing competition, etc., etc. The issue with that is that it doesn't work. Each individual story is given 10 minutes at the most, and the stories are stretched so thin that you can't care about any of the characters. There's not a single one that I thought, oh, I want them to win. Oh, I want them to win. Oh, I want them to win. There was absolutely nothing there because I just didn't care about anything that was going on. Another issue with this movie is that it feels incredibly dull. If anything, this film should have been entertaining, and it wasn't. It was boring, and it just kept on going and going, and it got more tiring and tiring as it went on, to the point that this movie got tedious. Add to that some incredibly repetitive jokes where it's practically just the same joke repeated multiple times, and it just doesn't work at all. They aren't funny the first time, so why would they be the second, third, fourth, fifth, 8th, 100th time? Just absolutely makes no sense. And also how this tone just changes like that. It's like that, and then boom, oh, different tone, boom, oh, different tone. It goes from a comedy to a drama to a romance to practically any genre that you can think of, it changes into, because this movie doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be a drama, it wants to be funny, it wants to be an action movie. It just doesn't really decide, and because of that, you get these millisecond tone changes where it's like, boom, a new tone in this scene, and it just constantly repeats throughout the movie, and it is very agitating. Also, I gotta say that this movie is very, very cliche. As I previously mentioned, each individual character has a backstory, and these backstories could not have been any more cliche. You've got the mom who just isn't really paid attention to by her family, even though she's the one operating it all. You've got the gorilla who just doesn't really want to be. There's just, every single character has their own thing, and it's cliched to an extreme extent. If anything, you could say that this movie has good animation and good voice acting, but the thing with that is that it's not like it's exceptional voice acting. It's not like it's exceptional animation. It's just fine. And when the best parts of your movie are just okay, you've got yourself a bad movie. There's also some consistency things towards the end of it, like how they rebuild a certain thing in what feels like overnight when they acted like it was the biggest deal possible, and also how the characters end up learning new songs at a point when they had absolutely no time to. Just stuff like that made it so that I couldn't enjoy Sing. Maybe young kids will enjoy this. In fact, they probably will. And maybe families can enjoy it too. But honestly, I believe Sing is one of the most overrated films this year. I absolutely hated it, and that is why I give it a 3 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Sing. What did you think in this movie? Comment in the comment section below. I am Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.